Hi. Yes, my desk is a mess. Just want to let you guys know, we recorded this right after I had gotten food poisoning. And while we were setting up, we forgot to check the battery, and the camera ran out right at the end when we were doing our sign-offs and everything like that. So I'll cut back in and sign off properly at the end of the episode. Also, sorry for the wait. Evo is really kind of kicking my ass and the world is on fire, so it's kind of tough to try to find time, but we have a lot of content planned. We have a bunch of stuff coming up soon, and we're going to be doing cutting up the podcast as well and posting more videos so you guys can get it in bite-sized clips. Oh my god, I'm already getting a call right now. So enjoy, and we'll talk soon.
Flush that shit down. They about to come back. Show out. Take it to the last game, last round. Who wants some? No more quarters. Everybody about to find out.
Hey, welcome to Go for Lethal. My name is Zaid Tabani, aka the Budget Zoran Mumdani, and I'm joined by.
I'm Dean Kazanov.
Zach Chamberlain. Chris Okamura.
Oh, I fucking hit him with the mix-up right there. We are back after a crazy Vegas regionals where all of us had a great time and none of us got food poisoning for 3 days or ruined any relationships or destroyed whatever social fabric we had after all these weekends. How are all of you doing?
We're alive.
Yeah, look at our voice. Yeah, barely hanging in there. My voice is still just destroyed from gambling. And
but again, we did have a lot of fun. There was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. I'm just being an asshole.
A lot of money to lost.
So much money, dude. The amount of 5-card 21s these dealers hit on me, dude. Oh my god, I was ready to crash out every night.
Kind of insane. Well, look, we have a lot to talk about because we've been off for quite a few weeks, even though a lot of things have changed about the One Piece meta, especially since the starter decks came.
And we were so wrong.
We were wrong on every level. We were wrong on every significant level. Starting from the top of the last episode, and the last of the episode before that, where we were like, the buggy just seems like a mid.
Dude, I still think that 4-cost buggy is so bad.
I think it's really bad.
But the 8-cost, the Croc and Mihawk, the
Croc and the Meacock,
the Meacock and the Alvita was actually insane. Like just dropping that on
you see two 8-cost you see two Croc-Hawks on field and you're like, oh, word? Oh, okay.
I'm not removing shit.
Yeah. Okay. So no control, right?
You just go in face. This rest of the game is being
that's what this game is about.
And you'll never remove a thing again.
Yeah. How is that for you, Blackbeard? How's that going for you, brother?
We don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that.
Dude, you don't know.
I brought green purple to Vegas. That's what that says.
About your first experience with buggy.
That was the best. So we're playing at our local. Dean's testing buggy. And I think me and Dean matched up first round.
No, my first.
No, it was me and him first round.
I'm like, dude, you just pray you don't run into me, right? And we just match up first round. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
You were so optimistic going into that too.
I was.
You being so optimistic.
Yeah.
First two searches,
and then
dude. Yeah, just pick up a 10 cost each search.
My favorite is just like when Jackbeard got revealed, and then we're like, oh, okay, great, these are great things for Blackbeard, and then Bandai just wanted to, hey, fuck you. Hey, fuck you. Look at me, eyes. Fuck you.
This man hates the Blackbeards.
He does hate Blackbeard.
I do hate Blackbeard.
I'm with him.
Yeah.
It's okay. It apparently wasn't at Vegas that much, so.
Well, I mean,
there were a lot to me.
There were a lot to. All right, well, let's talk about Vegas very quickly. We all went to the Vegas regionals. We all got in. Well, some of us got in through lottery. Some of us got in because they're fucking a big deal. Dean, oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, that's like the only regional I've gotten into this year, dude. The other ones
I'm giving you shit. I'm just giving you shit.
I better get into Bondi. I better get into LCQ this weekend. I swear to God.
Is it this weekend?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Entry,
Sunday's registration.
Oh shit! Yep. All right.
And that's a pretty big piece of news we should start with. Is that now all X2s at LCQ get invites to nationals?
Yeah.
Damn.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be that impactful.
Awesome.
Because LCQ is always a 512 event, right? So 512 capacity. That means around 30 to like 35, maybe 40 X2s are going to be.
Yeah, but it's nothing crazy. It's not, if it was 1024, it'd be different. But
yeah,
but
that'd
like
be
Okay.
because it'd be
yeah.
you'd have anywhere from 60 to 70 people maybe, where this is like a normal 32. I think it's around there.
Well, the last two LCQs that I was at, they were both only top 16.
Yeah.
So
Dallas,
it's an
Dallas and
increase
Orlando.
nonetheless.
Dallas and Orlando are both
So then how many will we have at LCQ?
512
512.
Just one event of 512?
Yeah, it's always like that.
because it's the last chance qualifier, right? So it's the
Yeah.
It's like
I was hoping it was like Dallas where they were going to have like 3 of them going on at once.
Dude, that's what makes signups so hard. That's why I'm like, Bondi, you better save me a spot because I'm not flying all the way to Dallas.
Bro, like it feels like I don't know. Is it bots that are just jumping on these signups so quickly? Because it feels like it's so hard to like get like basic signups for a lot of these major events. And
I think it's because
but there's also a lot of spots that open up.
The problem is that the game's getting so much bigger.
Yeah.
You run into the same problem with Pokemon too, where Pokemon events fill up really fucking fast. Especially like now with like, I remember you can listen to a lot of Pokemon people like Scarlet and Violet era and like Sword Shield era. Like it's got the difference has gotten dramatic in terms of how fast signups go.
I also think it's how you're signing up. Zed, are you signing up on your phone?
No.
He's not
Are
signing
you?
up at all.
I was like, because I know a lot of people sign up on their phone, and I'm sitting at home with my gaming laptop, refreshing as fast as possible, ready.
You pull up the clock, like the
Dude, I sit there and I wait. I wake up like an hour beforehand. I'll call a few people, make a group chat out of it, and then sit there ready, counting down the time.
See, I can't do that because if I don't get in that way, I'll crash the fuck out. Like, I'll just be like, no shot.
You did
I woke up an hour.
You tried so hard. You got so hard. Got so far, but in the end,
Not
it
so
didn't even.
hard, Jesus.
Oh, dude.
Not this early in the podcast.
Really the podcast, dude.
He said it, not me.
Sponsors. You brought it
He
up.
said it.
So I'm really worried that this one's at 7 a.m.
It's early.
For
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
in transit. Oh,
It's
Well,
early.
at 7 a.m. on a Sunday, and I'm just like,
Why? You're gonna have to do it from your phone, Zach?
nah. I'm
like the plebs, dude. Like the
like us peasants do.
Yeah.
Down in the not having to deal with Crocock in like removal and shit like that.
Meacock.
Meacock.
I don't have any response to the
You
buggy
don't have
comment.
yeah, okay.
But no, I'm going on a trip this weekend. We start the drive Saturday, and it's a 15-hour drive. And so I was like, okay, so I
Saturday
better
morning or Saturday night.
that's what's gonna change now. I'm gonna leave
what you gotta
Saturday
do?
morning.
You gotta stop by at a rest stop, get good Wi-Fi, and just be on your laptop.
Buy the $10 Wi-Fi at the rest stop just to not get in anyways, dude. It's gonna go so
Yeah.
fast.
At that point, I'd crash out.
Yeah.
It's capacity 512, and then being that, so it's 10 a.m. for everybody else, right? Or like it's 10 a.m. Central, or no, it's 9 a.m. Central, and then for us that's 7 a.m. So like that's a normal time for CST, and then New York time is also gonna be like what 10 a.m. then.
Yeah.
Normal time for them on a Sunday, whereas for us we have to get up at 7 a.m. I just feel like I'm not awake enough to like click really fast and get it, you know.
Dude,
You gotta wake up extra early,
Yeah.
drink an energy drink, hype yourself up.
Dude,
that's so much
imagine flying out to Dallas to just try to play the lottery and you don't get in, you're stuck in fucking.
People do that?
Yeah, I mean,
In the rain, because
be
that
fair-
lottery was in the rain.
Yeah, to be fair, I was gonna say, I was telling someone today, I was like, I might not sign up for LCQ for One Piece because it's Card Fest. So I kind of want to do like side events and like, because the thing with Card Fest is different than like your regular regional. Like Card Fest, there's so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
Where like I'm totally fine just flying there to hang out and like play side events and like farm UA test packages and like.
Well, let me change your mind real quick. LCQ's on Friday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you just
I mean, it also changes the thing of like, cool, now I can arrive on Friday and hang out Saturday,
yeah.
Sunday, rather than arrive on Thursday, pay that extra day.
just to wake up and
Yeah, just
you
to
know.
wake up and like, like it changes the dynamic of like, cool, I get to arrive on Friday, hang out. Or even if I come on Friday, or even if I come on Thursday, I can spend Friday like in Dallas and hanging out and doing whatever, rather than spending 8 hours in a auditorium room with
with the sweats.
the sweat. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if you because you were at Dallas last year.
Yeah, but
At the-
I was there for Nats, and then they would not let us in to watch LCQ.
The LCQ room is like you could hear a pin drop because it's like real serious, real quiet, like no trades, no like.
God.
And so everyone's like,
yeah, no spectators at all.
no spectators either. So you're literally just like sitting there, and you're like, you end, and then you watch your friend, and then like there's like slight chatter about like next round, and then next round starts. And it's that for 6 hours, right? So like it's a long day, and like again,
so spectators can't even like walk in the room.
Can't even enter the space. That's why I'm hoping they change that.
It's like worse than Dallas was.
Yes,
way worse.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Dude, you know what? We have this joke about Evo. I think I told it to you when like whenever we would go to Evo, you know, like the new people who come to Evo, because there are always people who are like super silent, who are like, I'm a warrior and I've come here to fight for my right to gain the prestige. And then everybody else is like, yo, what's up, dude? We getting drunk later after we like that's the difference. Like that sounds so like that's a vibe. Like why not make it a little? I guess it's serious.
It is serious, and like again, if you are in the LCQ and you
down it. I'm not trying to down it.
Like if you woke up early, you're in LCQ, you're here to do all this stuff. Like I understand the mindset of like, I want to get this spot, I want to try really hard, blah blah. But again, it's the way that the room's set up. The lighting's really like you looked inside. Like there's like mood lighting and whatever. It's like it looks really nice. It's just a matter of like, man, it's because it's in the same location that it was last year or for last Card Fest.
Oh, it's in the same. Yeah,
it's
going to be the same setup. Basically, it was like this room next to where they were setting up Card Fest.
Yeah.
And you just could not like.
But you saw it, right? It's like this very like mood lit.
Well,
room.
I went inside.
Yeah.
I snuck inside because I was like, oh, I just forgot my wristband to open my participation for Nats.
But you heard it in there, right? Like it's like dead quiet.
It was dead quiet. I'm opening it, and then I pulled the cereal. And then I yelled, I'm like, yo!
And then everyone turns, right?
Everybody who's turned looked at me. I just got kicked out like 5 minutes later.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it's
you have broken the rule of silence.
Well, because it's like a very
headquarters.
serious environment. So like, I don't know if I want to do that again. And then if it's a thing of like, if we're there with all our friends and hanging out, like maybe I skip the LCQ and I go like, I'll play a side event here or there, and then go get food or like, because when you're Gundam, like I can Gundam side event, like you know.
Oh, Gundam Regional. That's the first Gundam Regional.
I can pick Gundam.
Yes, you better wake up and sign up for something on Sunday.
You're either just wild beat communication. Or you get that fucking reference.
So Gundam Wing. It's a Gundam Wing reference. It's a Gundam Wing intro song. Anyway,
you uncultured swine.
Again,
Dean, go sit in the corner. How dare you?
It's so funny. Like
he gets rage baited so easily, dude.
I was talking to Lex and Jules about this. So our friends Lex and Jules, they love UA, and so I was like, they're like, oh, we're not sure about One Piece either. Like maybe just hang out. And I was like, but there's a UA regional. They're like, UA regional? And I was like, yeah.
How many regionals are happening for different games?
UA,
it's Bandai Card Fest.
So it's UA, Gundam.
They have one for every game.
Yeah. It's like Coachella for card games.
Yeah, so it's UA, Gundam, One Piece, Digimon, Dragon Ball.
They have more
all happening at the same time.
Spirits is gone, dude. Battle Spirits just opened up stage for like 5 other card games.
Look, Bandai Card Fest seems like a great time. Let's very quickly talk about the regional that just happened.
Yeah.
Before we get too into the weeds about the future, let's talk about the recent past. Which seems like a horrible reasoning. Vegas Regional was a couple days ago. Seemingly confirmed a lot of things that we thought about this current meta. Seemingly changed.
To me, the Bonnies were the suppliers.
Yeah,
the Jabanis are the surprise. Well, yeah. So let's get an overall feel in the meta. Let's talk about what we thought before going in. Before going in, like weeks prior, when we were all fucking wrong about the starter decks.
We weren't 100% wrong.
We weren't 100% wrong, but we were fairly wrong about like how starter decks would change nothing. About how Blue Purple Luffy was the overall best deck, no contest, right? Leading into this format, right? And now we come into this regional where we've had a pretty eclectic, healthy diversity of decks, right? So what were your surprises? What are your feelings about how the format is now? Do you think we were right? Do you think we were wrong? What's our overall feel on it?
We should also just go through like what we all played and how we did.
So let's start overall first. But like I think so. I landed on this after this weekend. I landed on this. I think Blue Purple Luffy is still the strongest deck in the game. I don't think that's a question. I think the meta formed around it and it opened the door for GP to be up at that level too.
Yeah.
But I think like if you just took them in a bubble, I think GP or Blue Purple is still the strongest deck in the game. But I think because the meta warped around it, it just opened this door for GP to sneak in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Fully.
I agree. I think Blue Purple
has. I think that new build with Don Quixote that's been being played.
I think that's cap.
Yeah, I mean, like
So cope.
It was a surprise.
I mean, it won.
Yeah,
It
'cause
won
it was-
the
no, I
regional.
know, but I
blue,
think it's-
purple, and no one knew how to play into
Yeah,
it.
I think everyone was like when you go into that matchup, you're expecting something.
People in
else.
Japan have been playing that for months now, though, too.
Well,
right?
they were playing it at the beginning.
With purple.
They realized it was ass, and then they switched.
But everyone went with Bonnie, and there was Hody, and so you Hody. When you Hody 2 out of 4 Dawn that's left, they still have 2 Dawn.
Odie doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess in a format that formed around it that was very reliant on like green, yellow, law and Hody decks trying to like, just cheese out wins because you're bricked up and they just rest your Dawn and your blockers. Yeah. Then it's better to Sanji into the 9K Dofi, right? But like, dude.
And then into Rosie, you get 3 bodies for 1.
You have to play Rosie then.
Yeah.
That's the issue. I don't want to play Rosie.
And then you get Gum Gum Giant back. It's pure value.
Oh my god! Wait, that's Senior Pink that gets.
That's Senior Pink that gets
Does
back.
Oh no, Rosinante is the
Rosie
draw.
trashes an event from your hand to draw 2, and then it restands 2. There's some utility for Rosie in some decks. Like I've seen, like a while back, I saw some red purple Luffy lists running Rosie to restand 2 Dawn, just so you could use like you'd have 1 for Gum Gum Giant and like what's it? Oh my god, the food poisoning is fucking with my head. What's the 1 cost 4K event?
Last Breath?
No, the red one, Frankie's Magic.
Oh, Rad Beam.
Oh my god, Rad Beam. Oh, I'm so dumb. Yeah.
I think the blue purple was also running it for Noro Sword Beam. I think that's what it. The one that's the -1 rest one.
Beam, then you can also like. I see the utility, right? I'm not saying it's like
No, it's
completely
not
dog
bad.
shit.
There's a reason why people were playing in Japan.
Yeah.
The problem is that you after you play it a bunch, and once everyone knows it's coming, the like Big Mom, the more Big Mom focused build which worked better. Like,
I think it just gets to a point where like Nami is a free blocker, right? It's just draw 3, bottom or top 2, so you don't lose any card advantage. You get to a point with blue purple where you just want to play 9s every turn, and if you're not playing a 9, do you want to play Nami or Rosinante? I want to play Nami every single time, right? That's where I'm at. Is I don't think it's bad at all. I think it was really good in a format that shaped around it that was very reliant on Hody or just rushing them down before they could even use events, right? But I think the core build that we have now, like the build I've seen like Jonas and Holden Miller run, is like really just consistent. I just rather go with that for like a 10-round event. Yeah. And top cut.
Yeah,
and
the consistency, right? The consistency and everything else. Again, it's different when it's different when like the main builds of when your deck is different from the main build, right? Because everyone comes in with a different expectation, and as soon as you hit them with something different, it completely warps in the middle of the game, right? Because like we were talking about Pokemon earlier, right? Like with Pokemon, you get like deck lists or like deck lists, and like even Pokemon for VGC, you get the character sheet, so you know what your opponent's running. And so
in Swiss, that's crazy. So they do that for top cut.
Yeah, so they hand like when I hand you like if we're playing VGC, I'll hand you my character sheet and you'll hand me yours, and then I can look through it and see.
Even the moveset, because I remember in VGC when I used to play, is like you'd see the lineup, right? And then you have to like decide what you're for.
Yeah, you see the move list and like the Terra types and like that kind of stuff. You see it all. So like
crazy.
So like you're able to really plan and figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But like when you're playing Swiss, like
you have to respect pudding.
You have to respect all this stuff that like the deck doesn't have. Like the deck, as the player that's running the weird stuff, I know you're not expecting what I have. So like I have a slight advantage, but then once that becomes the norm, then that advantage goes away, and then it's way easier to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about very quickly what decks we all ran, especially during this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So let's start with Chris.
So I was the weird one. I ran blue, yellow Nami.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I thought you were running green, purple Luffy.
No,
I had his green purple Luffy.
I mean, he took the card first.
Oh wow, okay. So you ran.
I ran blue, yellow Nami. Again, my matchups were the thing that was kind of shit was like I didn't run into any of my good matchups. So like I didn't see Betty.
GP, right? GP and Betty. Yeah.
I didn't see GP. I saw like a lot of. I saw the only good matchup that I ran into was I saw Lucci.
Oh wow!
I just scrubbed out.
Wait, that's a good matchup.
I just bounce all the combo back. So all your combo pieces, I just bounce back and then putting you or do something else.
Dude, it's crazy because remember I told you like one of my best friends at EK is also a Nami main. He feels exact opposite. He was like, I will cry if I run into Blackbeard or Lucci. Because,
Blackbeard's a little different
Yeah.
because like there's stuff that I just can't bounce or like
because of the on-play negation.
right.
Yeah.
But like for Lucci, yeah, it's just everything I have is low, and I don't care if you kill anyway. And then once I start putting out big stuff, I just bounce back your whole combo, and you have to do it. You have to spend so much of your combo
With
your
that
time.
A cost too, yeah. So
Right.
you're bouncing one, removing another when you swing into it, yeah.
Like you have to do so much to even get rid of it. Then I just play another one and do it again, right? Like there's no once we get to a certain point in the game, I just have so much control that you
Yeah, it gives big Usopp vibes, right? Because the whole issue wasn't that it's buffing the cost against Lucci, it's that all of their bodies replace themselves. Yeah. So the fact that you, by removing your own life or their life, by just swinging into them, right, are refilling your hand.
Yeah.
Who cares if you use all these resources to remove my 4 costs?
Yeah. So like, yeah, if you're playing like 4 cards to get rid of Jozu, and then I just Nojiko putting you, and then now you know what I mean?
Dude,
Like
I'll cry.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you like, there were times like he had 2 Brooks and a Laboon. And I was like, cool. I will Nojiko both both Laboons and then pudding. Or both Brooks and then pudding.
Yeah, and then swing
and
into
then swing
whatever's
into,
rested,
And then I'm like, what are you going to do?
That's
Like,
painful.
You just cry. That's what
and
you
then
do.
at that point, like, what does the Lucci player do? Now I have a board of, I have 2 zeros that I can add to and swing. I have a 4 cost pudding. I have all this Dawn. And then you have nothing on board and a 5 card hand now? Like, what are you going to do? And like, you don't even guarantee your combo there.
Yeah, that's
Especially
a good
without
point.
Gecko, right? Because without Gecko, there's like...
Don't remind me, bro.
I know. But like, what are you going to do?
Gecko Mori is banned.
Dude.
Good riddance.
But anyway,
You know what? That I actually have to plan my whole week around that. Thanks, Ed.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
So anyway, but yeah, like the deck, again, I had some pretty like bad matchup luck, but then I've talked about it earlier, like there's just some bad breaks that ran my way where I was like, okay, like that's fine. And the deck gets way better in the next like 2 sets. So I'm fine. I'm waiting for the 6 cost Kuma. Is a huge card for that.
Oh my god, that Kuma.
The Odin, and then the girl promo from Fan Letter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
doesn't the starter deck with Whitebeard and Ace?
Yeah, Odin.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. That should be the one.
That's the one card
soonest.
that you need as like a finisher, because I can put it on board. I get so many cards anyway that I'm fine pitching them if you try to get rid of it, and then it just sits there, and then I can just kind of like,
I mean,
swing.
I'm
like,
excited to play that deck when that Odin comes out, because that Odin seems really fun.
and then plus when you put the Kuma on top, like you put the Kuma in there. Once you get the girl promo too, it replaces Teach. It's way more consistent Teach because I don't have to rest. I don't have to like neg hand to get Dawn back. Like the deck's really solid once I get those cards. But the thing I like is like it feels very like there's
interactive.
there's no clear right move. So you have to really feel, it's a very intuitive, like you have to feel it out and you have to like run through these scenarios how many times to like understand them.
Which those seem to be the decks you like. I mean, Dofi, GP, and now this.
Yeah,
right?
like it's very much like, okay, how do I
not just rushing to a 10 drop.
yeah,
or
like
a
how
9
do I
drop.
find my line?
Yeah.
Is like really fun to me, and I had a good time with it. But like again, I know like I went into it knowing that I probably wasn't doing do as well as I did, but like I was saying earlier, I was 2-1 and I lost basically top deck counter. So that's the difference. That's the difference between 3-1 and 2-2, which is like, that can make or break in a run, right? So,
Absolutely.
Pretty much. Well, hey, that's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Damn, that's so crazy, dude. Anyways,
Dean. I'm recovering, guys. I'm hanging on by a thread.
I think recover, you just got to use something other than damn. That's crazy. That's
yo, man, that's wild.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yo, man, that's wild. Well, no, here's something I will say. I think that what you're saying about Lucci, like those decks with like blue, yellow, Nami and other things like that. I think especially with what you're saying about dealing with Lucci, like. More decks, it seems, are coming out with more mitigative strategies against Lucci.
Yeah,
which I think is a good thing. So how's that for you, fucking Dean? There's your extra.
Dude, I stare at my binder of alt-art playsets and I'm just like, these are all about to be useless.
Well,
they're printing so much removal mitigation. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, it needs to have, because I think removal, I think it's a good and a bad thing. I think control is very fun in card games, but at the same time, control can also make card games very
Not fun.
restrictive to play.
Yeah.
And if the opposite of control is like, and it seems like the opposite of the control they're playing is playing more bodies, which is just a fun thing in general, is when you swarm the board. That seems like a good strategy to deal with it, you know? And if more decks have access to that, if more decks have cost buffing and everything like that, I think that makes it really, really well. So it's interesting to hear that Lucci's a good matchup for you.
Well, good matchup's relative. Like, I think the thing that I like about it too is like, and I've played all of you like with a variety of decks versus this Nami deck that I've been running, where like I don't feel like the deck has any like really the only favorable matchup that I'm like, this is an auto win is Betty. I
Really?
rock Betty.
He's a 7K
Betty
leader
fucking-
every turn.
So like
Betty is like the boogeyman for us
like
three in
but
this
like
region.
I just rock Betty, which is like I didn't see any Betty, which sucked. But then it was the thing of like
Well, I'll trade you.
overall, like I don't feel like my deck has like bad matchups. I feel there's always a chance. Like there's always something that my deck can do where I feel like there's a line.
And your deck's more consistent, so I
Yeah.
think I'd be happy with that. So it's a very pilot reliant.
Yeah, it's very pilot reliant. But like the Betty thing is like, Dean, if I'm removing, I don't even care if you search. I'll bounce the searches back because you can't swing with them afterwards. So I'll bounce the searches back. You can have more cards. That's fine. What are you gonna do with them? And then I go to 7, and then I put the chump blockers down. So if you finally get a board and you're swinging 8s, cool. Now I'm 7 with 2 chump blockers, and then your Karasu's doing what it's so much. I have so much mitigation
puts
for
me
it.
back to a 6 big deal, right? Yeah.
And so
And then you bounce the Karasu and pudding.
Yeah.
Because this man loves he puddinged me as Blackbeard. I have never been puddinged as Blackbeard until last
Dude,
week. I give him on play effects on 4 Dawn and he goes, pudding. And I looked at him and I go, what? Pudding.
Well, dude, the funny thing was like I had a guy, I pudding someone, and he goes, "Thank God, that was so bad." And then it was banter, right? Like,
Wait, I think I said this to you when we played that match on.
Yeah.
we played at locals. I think this might have been me.
No.
Did that happen to you again at regionals?
yeah. So he goes,
I'm putting this one asshole,
so
and he
he-
said, "Thank God."
No, so he goes-
"What a
he goes-
loser that guy
he
was."
goes-
That's
he goes-
me, Chris.
He goes,
That's me.
no. He by pudding, he had 7 cards. He pudding, he goes, "Thank God, I didn't really have much." And then he goes, and like you go, like, "Oh, is it better?" And he goes, I couldn't be, like something like, I couldn't be too mad, whatever.
Yeah.
Next turn, I'm putting you again, motherfucker.
Dude, you literally did this to me. You putting me with like the worst hand on. I think I was playing Buggy or something.
Yeah. Oh, it was buggy. It was
Yeah,
buggy.
and I was like, dude, this is unplayable. And then he putting me into the God hand. I was,
Yeah.
thank you. Putting God.
but this
makes
one,
up for all the BY
like
hate
this,
I took.
like this guy, I put him 2 times in a row because he said he had a good hand the second time. I was like, fuck it, I
That's
have another one.
crazy, dude.
Watch what you say in a matchup. That's the lesson to learn.
Those are the normal pudding defenses. Those, oh my God, this was so bad, bro. This was so bad. This was so bad. This was It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all
I love
right.
when you putting someone and they show you the nuts in their hand.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, okay. Well, that's how BY Nami did. So you did. So what's your record, Chris?
O3 drop or X3 drop. Sorry.
X3 drop. But like, what?
I was
How much did you
3-3.
win?
I was 3-3 at the time.
3-3 and then drop. Okay.
Yeah.
Dean, what'd you play?
I played blue purple. I was just at a point where I didn't really like the decks that I'd been playtesting, and I was just like, what can I play that's pretty brain dead and I don't need like more than like a locals to really feel
practice.
comfortable with.
And you really wanted to elevate the deck that's been struggling the most in the tier list, blue purple Luffy.
Facts, dude.
You wanted
I
to
know we're
elevate the
joking,
skill.
But dude, like if you just look at the regional performances, this does not seem like a tier 0 deck. But the deck is just so inherently powerful.
Yeah.
Like
It's very powerful.
I went 6-4 on the day, right? And I was telling him like I only had one match out of those 4 losses where I genuinely felt like I just misplayed and lost myself the game. The rest of them were just not seeing ramp. Like I just did not see ramp, or I just like something, or no, the red green smoker game where I didn't play any characters.
Oh my God.
It was that, right? So there's like really just wild circumstances for those other 3.
I feel red green smoker was a fucking like
that was the meta
dark
call. If you-
horse.
Great
If you
pick,
wanted,
but then
yeah.
it didn't top. That's what it's such a weird. Honestly, I think it works out, even though we have clear tier 0 and tier 1 decks. It works out that the format's pretty balanced right
the
now.
thing with blue purple is like, even though it didn't top and it didn't feel like, everyone walks away playing a blue purple, you either feel like there's no way I was winning that, or
you steamroll.
or fuck, I should have had it.
Yeah.
Or like if I beat a blue purple, I always go, damn, that was close.
Yeah.
Like I never steamroll a blue purple ever. It always feels tight.
Yeah.
And then when I lose to one, I feel like there's no way I was winning that.
Yeah,
So-
that's exactly how I felt too. I was like, there were 3 losses that I was just like, I didn't see shit. And even those weren't complete like auto losses on the turn. But the 6 games I won, aside from the stream match, which is really close just because of a 9 cost me.
Oh yeah, Dean was on stream, by the way.
I was 3. I started 3-0.
Dean's
really
famous, by the way.
Dude, I almost sold that game so many times. I watched the stream back and I was like, who made that decision? Because it must have not been me. But yeah, I just felt like the 6 games that I won though were just really, really powerful showcases of what the deck can do when you consistently see your pieces. And I think that was my goal, was just like play a deck that doesn't take that much brain power because I didn't have the time to play test, but does really well because you just go Sanji Big Mom, and how many decks in the format can recover from that?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. People don't know this, and I'm not trying to give you shit. Like I'm gonna give you a little shit, but I'm being sincere when I say this. When we were seeing you playtest a little bit with this deck, most of the time when we saw you playtesting, it was just like, oh my god, dude, fucking decks suck,
Dude, it does. Oh my god. When you don't see red. Oh my god, dude!
You were so mad.
For anyone,
did it feel as bad on the day dealing with that, or was it like not as bad?
Yes, but the most of my opponents did not high roll either, and I think in a situation where you're both mid rolling or you're both low rolling, blue purple is just insane.
Yeah,
because we're both like not doing anything too much for the first early turns. That's fine because I survived and I get to draw 2 a turn for the rest of the game, right? That's all that matters.
Dude,
yeah.
So I know a lot of people that watch this are like local or like know us or played with us. But if you're like a random somebody that's never played with us before or met any of us in person before, the Dean special is fucking. I can't see shit. My deck sucks. Oh my god. Oh, by the way, my hand's full of 2Ks, and I saw all my
all 2Ks. He'll have 10 cards in hand. 9 of them will be 2Ks.
Here's all my 2Ks. I got out of everything. Oh my god, I eked it out. How I do that?
Dude.
I'm dropping, dude. I'm done, dude. I'm so over.
The locals that was on the Worst Generation channel.
The Dean special is just, I'm cooked, bro.
Literally, he'll say, I'm cooked, and then win the game.
Yeah.
Every time I've played against him in the locals,
and then like
I'm cooked,
and then
man.
you play like a minor play that's like somewhat good, and he's like, sweat. He's just like,
Chopper, I was holding Bagua. I needed to Bagua to ramp to get my leader ability working, right? And we're playing this is in a locals, and he choppers it like in the 3rd turn of the game. I'm just like, dude, no way he choppers this, right? It was a great read. And I just go, dude, you're such a fucking sweat.
No, you swing your turn. Dude, if you go,
I still lost that game, by the way. I still lost.
It's second turn. I have 3.
Why you gotta say facts, dude? Why you gotta say?
Because every time Dean says he's gonna lose a game, he then turns around and wins it.
Yeah,
It kills me.
I don't see ramps. You want me to just eat shit?
I don't-
What am I supposed to do,
No,
dude?
Dean is the king of low roll.
You know what?
He'll
No.
low roll and then win the game.
You know what? The
dude.
Dean special is this. It's second turn. I went first. Second turn, I go back. I have 3 Dawn. I swing leader. You go, sweat. Calm down.
What are you swinging 8 at me with leads, dude?
No, not
Play
8. When I swing
something.
5. I swing 5.
God,
And
I sweat on the
you go, damn, slow down.
Literally on our match before this, I swung 8 on turn,
Yeah.
on 3 on turn with Black Green. He goes, calm down.
Damn.
Dean's one priest personality is like that guy on the beach who you see sleeping there, and then he wakes up and then like steps into a Maserati and goes home to a mansion.
Oh, dude, way better. I have the best analogy that somebody told me recently. It was my friend Luke, one of my best friends. He would have said, he's like, Dean, you were that kid that would on test day say, oh, I didn't study, I'm gonna fail this
and
shit.
then ace that
and then get 100% and get the fucking, and then fuck up everybody's curve in the class. Get turned off your score. I was like, oh, dude, I did used to do that.
I also used to do that.
That's crazy. Just fuck up everybody's curve on the AP test, dude, for the week. And just, oh, I forgot to study.
To be fair, I was also the guy when everyone was like, bro, we should all tank. for and like the teamwork, like we should all take.
I never trusted
like,
that.
I was like, bet, let's do it. Like I was on board.
Dude, I never trusted that because somebody would say that and then still go ace it, and then we all
just fuck.
Yeah, there's one Indian kid in your class. It's not happening, bro. Like it's
dude,
not.
Rajesh was fucking up the curve, dude. He's Rajesh who fucks up his lethals and fucks up the class curve, dude.
Rajesh. Fucking Rajesh.
You know what? I'm done. I'm gonna stop saying I'm cooked and just let you guys. Whenever I don't see ramp, dude, I'm just gonna scoop on the spot.
You know what he does? You'll do something. You'll do something mundane. You'll play like a blocker, and he'll go foul.
Facts. I'm trying to go for game. Fucking playing jump blockers,
like,
bro.
Put down a block and go foul. What are you doing that for?
Because he never does it when I have Uso Hachi. It's like he knows my hand, dude. Like, fuck, what am I supposed to... But that Thunderboggle was the only ramp piece in my hand, and then he just played... You fucking sweat. How dare you contest my game, dude?
All right,
Instead of a swear jar or at our locals, now we have to have like
A sweat jar?
a sweat jar or an
jar.
I'm cooked jar.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right, so we'll get to you two
Okay.
with the blue purple
so
players.
6'4", blue purple. What you got?
I played green purple Luffy. I was gonna play black purple, but I didn't think the deck had enough development in it.
He wussed out.
Huh?
He wussed out about it.
I did kind of wuss out. You want to know why? So the first person I beat in the regional, I beat him. He made top 32 with black purple.
Yeah.
And then he went on the fucking One Piece IRL TCG and was like, oh, I should have won that game. Oh yeah.
Damn. From
Nah,
the grave.
he was good. He was dope.
From the grave.
He was dope. I'm salty though. But no, he was good. But I played green purple. I did really good. I went 5-4 and then dropped. I lost to Bello Betty, which was fucking like I lost to a Bello Betty who apparently didn't know any of the cards that green purple played.
He's asking you all the questions.
That's the worst.
Bro, that was the most insulting thing. I was like, what is going on? Just like, oh, so do I win? Like it's crazy. Lost to that, and then I lost to a very close match to I think it was a red purple smoke. Not red purple smoke. Oh Jesus, red green smoker. Where it was like I swung at one of his characters versus his lead at the end when I had it because he had a bunch of blockers up. And it was just a really stupid error because we were overtime and I was like panicked and I had the game because he made a critical mistake and I completely lost it. I lost the game because of it. And then the third game I lost was it was a green purple Luffy player who, I don't mind saying this, he was just a complete asshole. And he would like as soon you have a story about this too.
I'm gonna tell it, but dude, there were a lot of people.
There were a lot of dicks
this weekend.
Yeah, like so I brought up my deck and I didn't know the deck rules that you couldn't have a double deck box.
Right.
You can't have it filled with another deck.
But I didn't know that. I had no idea about that. So this guy said fucking nothing. Like when I came to sit down, I just said, "Hey man, how's it going?" He didn't say a word. I said like, "Hey, I'm sorry, because my phone ran out of batteries. I was trying to find the table, and the tables are laid out there like the fucking labyrinth."
They were so confusing.
Right? Jesus, I thought I was gonna run into a fucking minotaur. Like I sat down and like I was trying to be nice guy. Like what deck you playing on that? Nothing from this guy. So I'm like, all right, he's just not talkative, right? I shuffle. We get through like a full mulligan, right? And then we're about to start and we're like getting ready to play, man. He's like, hold up, judge. And he calls the judge over to look at the deck box and be like, I think he has another deck in there. I think he's switching cards.
What was he playing?
He was playing green purple.
Okay, so that it's not that warranted, but the justification for this, and I'm not justifying what he's doing.
Yeah.
I've seen friends get game loss to this, and it's kind of crazy, right? But the justification is if you sit down, he puts out his leader first. You can then pick the better
version of it.
The suited for that matchup, right? And people have done that. Like people have cheated
At a locals, but you can't do that at a regional.
Yeah, but why would I pick?
You can because they're not
going to
not
check
judges
you.
that are
They're
going
not
to
check you
you're
during the
playing that.
Yeah, but why
Right.
would I pick a green purple mirror versus a
If
blue
you were
purple?
playing like Blackbeard or something.
Yeah.
No, but I only have green purple
Yeah,
and
yeah,
blue
but
purple.
Your
I'm
tech
justifying
cards,
what
he's
you
saying.
could swap out the tech
what I'm saying.
cards. So like if you see green purple mirror, like I run Gamma Knife.
Yeah.
If you were This is
Again,
so insane. If you built the
I
entire
understand.
deck again and then had it on the side with electrical Luna,
Yeah.
that's
100%. I'm
wild.
not worried about his worry
That's
about
the
it. His
whole point.
worry about it is
That's the whole
completely
point.
Will
valid.
you shuffle and
No,
everything,
the fact that he let me shuffle, the way he was acting during it,
Yeah.
like the way he was acting during it was super off-putting.
Yeah.
Super sharp. Like just be like, hey man, you know you're not supposed to have like two decks.
Yeah, that's
two
the
decks
kind of
there.
the-
Like if he would have done that and been like, oh man, I didn't mean to. I'm gonna call over a judge. Okay, I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
Because that's happened before when like when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh regionals when I was a fucking kid. Like yeah, that would happen, right? Fine. But don't like he did it like right out of nowhere to try to fucking blindside me and
Yeah.
do something, and I was like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
And like not only that, I had like the worst hand on that second mulligan, and so I saw no Sanji puddings. I ended up having to play the 6/7 rush Luffy. Like I got it down to like where I had like 2 Dawn to work with. He had like 7 or it was so bad, dude. And then I had just a bad taste
You
in
go
my mouth.
first or second in that matchup?
I went
Probably first.
I think you won
yeah,
first, right?
I think so
No,
first.
you want to go second. So that's like the most
Yeah, you wanna go
one-sided
second.
mirror, just based on die roll. I feel like in the matchup.
It's bad. It's bad when you go. It's bad when you go. I ran into a blue purple who I ripped in half. He was a really nice guy though. He just
Dude, if
didn't
you see the
anything.
nuts, if you're GP, you see the nuts against blue purple, you just steamroll because
Yeah.
you just overwhelm them.
It wasn't his fault. He just didn't see anything. And he was.
If they don't see like multiple kata, you just kind of
Multiple
steamroll.
big mom.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I had a lot of characters. Well, there's the really bad one that this dude really just cussed me out like crazy. But then there was this one dude that didn't play any Sanjus this game against a GP. But I just played Big Mom 4 turns in a row. And he didn't have stage. So I was just healing back and I was just like, oh my God, dude. I feel like I'm a Nell all over again. I feel so bad.
Bro, like it was tough, but like I had a pretty good experience. I mean, I really do think like in terms of the most consistent and the most fun to play deck in the format, I think
GP.
Yeah, it's GP.
I think it's GP. Like I feel like black purple. Like I feel like I could have made it work like that one guy
Yeah.
did, or a couple people who did.
I think the thing with GP that I like is like it's very much like it's a knowledge check deck of like you got to know when and where your window is for each matchup.
Yeah.
Because like it very much is you're like ramping up and you have to shoot through the gap. Like you're a running back, you have to shoot through the gap.
Yeah, like, am I swinging hard here, or do I need to populate board and just go crazy?
But it also
Like-
populates the fundamentals of like just gameplay design, like
Yeah.
of the best parts of any card game. You're drawing, you get to play things constantly, and you get so many actions per turn.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it's such a thing. It's such a meta thing of like if you don't know what your deck or what your opponent's deck does,
you're cooked.
you're cooked because
yeah.
you don't know where your outs are or where your holes are going to be at. It's like the football example. Like it's like reading the defense. Like if you don't know where if they're playing a zone or playing man or whatever, like you don't know where you're throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Or where your holes are. Right. So that's the whole point. It's great. I love it.
You always gotta know where the holes
Can't
are.
Wait for
You
them
gotta
to
know where
ban
the
it, dude. That deck is way. I'll say this. I think I've been watching like other podcasts in our space, right, in the One Piece TCG space, and Jonas has been on this point for I think about like 2 or 3 months now, and he kind of mentions it here and there. But I agree with it wholeheartedly. Is the game is getting a little too consistent, right? I mean,
Yeah.
think about our top 2 leaders right now.
How dare that happen?
No, it is
in
a
a card
problem.
game.
I mean, if we just wanted to just be the best skill wise, we'd go play like a skill based sport or just chess, right? If we just really wanted to sit down at a table and just be better than the person in front of us,
Yeah.
I think it's getting to the point where like the top 2 decks, unabatedly, blue purple and green purple, right, are decks that are uber consistent, and GP slams blue purple in terms of consistency.
So many searches.
Yeah, so many
Yeah.
searches. It's getting another search in PRB.
Oh my god.
And another 4-cost body to replace Zoro.
Wait, what's the 4-cost body against
So the
replace Zoro?
4-cost body, I'm speaking just from memory here, it's a 4/5 1K counter Luffy, Supernova Straw Hat as its subtypes, right? And it says if your opponent has 7 or less Dawn and your leader's multicolored, one of your opponent's Dawn doesn't restand next turn.
Oh my gosh,
So
yeah.
on curve, like think about it. Zoro was the green Zoro I'm talking about in green purple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That rests something. that was only very good into some matchups, but completely dead in other matchups, right?
Yeah.
Like really good against Bello Betty and Lucci, but just completely dead against Blue Purple. Like actually just a 1K counter, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine replacing that with this Luffy? Again,
Well, I don't know if that Zoro's dead then, because if they play Zoro Juro early on to jump into ramp, right?
Yeah.
You play that Zoro, that's a death
so
to
it's
that.
a 5 to a 4, right? Then you're swinging 5 to a 4. It's just.
I mean, no, you don't. You're not necessarily swinging 5 to a 4. You could swing like you could if it's I don't know, wouldn't you be on your 5 Dawn turn with GP?
No, you'd be on your 4
Your
Dawn.
4
that's what I
Dawn turn.
mean, Yeah.
Because you played on curve.
Yeah, because you're not going to play your green Zoro over a Sanji pudding.
Okay, yeah. So I guess 5. I guess 5 to like 5 to 4. Yeah.
Yeah,
then
especially because Blue Purple doesn't play multiple characters, so it doesn't get rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that stage, right? I'm just like, I'm not saying green Zoro's like completely dog.
It's really good at some matchups.
Yeah, like
it's
Bello
super-
Betty,
it literally
the
lets you
card you
survive
need.
the Bello Betty. Yeah, that matchup, right? But the fact that you now have a 4-drop that's good against everybody, like you want to rest the Dawn on curve against pretty much every deck.
Yeah.
Especially Blue Purple, because you prevent them from God threading.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's so good.
Right.
Yeah.
That prevents them from God threading.
Oh,
that
man.
prevents.
Yeah. On top of them getting that event, the mini Hody we talked about.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I think that Searcher is also a crazy thing. That 2-drop Nami
trigger.
Searcher, that's a trigger. I didn't even notice that trigger until yesterday. That is insane. Yeah. We were talking weeks ago, people giving me shit about like, oh, do you want everything? Do you want Law to be able to search Gum Gum Giant?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Don't let them bully you, Zed. Don't let them bully you. We got you. And they printed that Nami.
And you just get to, so you're just gonna replace
I'll pay the 2 costs. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I say. You're just gonna replace the 1 cost event, the
trigger event.
yeah,
trigger
with
event,
Pirates. That's three cards, right? So now, yes, you're paying an extra Dawn, but you're seeing 2 more cards. I just think
Why wouldn't you replace Law?
You don't play Law in GP.
Hey,
Oh no, sorry.
you can play Law against me anytime.
Sorry.
I'm leaving that there the whole game.
I was thinking of Black. I was trying to
tech.
tech. I was trying to tech Nami into Black Purple because I'm still coping.
Yeah.
All right. So that's why I was thinking Law. But like,
the deck is just so it's going to be so consistent at this point.
so are you saying that Jonas is saying it should be less consistent, or we should have more randomness?
His hope
More
is that
parity. He's hoping
rotation-
more parity.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it feels really bad when you're playing against these other. Like, how do you compare? Is the point he's making, right?
And I think
if you're playing,
I think
these-
the thing now is that I think the game is ramping towards rotation, and so it has to come with like you have to have replacements for all the stuff coming out. So they have to build replacements, and then once all the old stuff goes away, then the game kind of starts fresh with like. Right now we have the originals and the replacements, so it's double. Like you're double dipping on like what these cards do. It's why I have so many.
It's a little
searchers,
bit of the
right? Like,
Wild West right now in general with these formats.
You know what I'm saying though? Like they're giving us cards to replace the old cards, but we still have the old cards. So that like
yes, but they're not doing it in what I believe is a functional way because they're like overbalancing some tribes or like subtypes, right? Like, dude, purple Straw Hats, and just in the last 3 sets. I mean, it was the starter deck 17, the purple Luffy one, right? OP09. And then EBO2, it's all scrunched together that the deck is going to be legal for so long, and it's just going to rotate all at once.
Well, but
I think that's really
But
smart.
with purple Straw Hats, because we've like purple Luffy when we said when he came out was a good deck, but he wasn't dominant. He wasn't.
It bricked too much.
What set?
I mean, I guess
It
it's
was
like
great in OP5.
it was
No,
okay. I wasn't here for OP05. I'm talking about like 09. Like 09, it was a good deck. It was one of the best decks, but it wasn't uncomparably the best deck.
Yeah.
Right now we have blue, purple, green, purple, and then purple. So
black purple. Yeah.
And black purple. Oh God.
Gee, see?
Oh my
this is
you
God.
know he's real.
Yeah,
Say
yeah.
his name.
This is
Black,
a problem.
yeah. And so I agree. But what I'm saying, I guess, is there maybe just one card like Gum Gum Giant? If we remove that.
It kills,
Purple Straw Hats, it brings it down. At least it doesn't kill it.
Let's get this out of the way. Like, I understand how powerful Gum Gum Giant is. All right, I understand how strong it is. If you are blaming Gum Gum Giant for you losing,
are we for real? Are we so dead out?
Are you really gonna say that Gum Gum Giant is the reason? Like
It's the reason these decks are even in tier 1, in my opinion.
Really?
Kata helps a lot
You were
with
saying
blue
a
purple,
different
but
tune
yeah.
you had like this weekend. I talked to you.
I think these decks will still be in the meta, but they won't be uncontested tier 1. Like what?
Okay, maybe not uncontested tier 1, but
What
like
does GP do without Gum Giant? I know you say Blast Breath, but it's just not the same function.
well, no, because you don't get the 2 cards.
you
I
have-
understand that.
Yeah.
Just put Gambling in.
Gum Giant lets you filter out the non-counter. It
Yeah.
helps deeply prevent bricking in GP. If you take Gum Giant out of GP, you will have a bricking scenario
It just becomes purple Luffy.
infinitely more
Yeah,
often.
it just becomes
Yeah.
purple Luffy.
And blue purple is the same. Blue purple, I think
the
blue
card just needs
purple.
to go. It
I think
does
Gum
lose
Giant-
people so many games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my friends that are watching this, like I've seen them lose Nats invites to just their opponent
Well, the thing
leading
is-
up 3 Dawn and being like, I have 2 giants in my hand. Maybe these 4 cards, I'll draw a 3rd giant,
Yeah.
and it happens, right?
Yeah.
I just think like if we're talking about in terms of value, it is one of the most broken cards that's ever been printed and blows out like Moria and Jinbei way out of the water. Even
Yeah.
whole leaders. I think Gum Giant standalone as a card is better than Sakazuki. Like just comparatively.
I can
can see
agree
that.
with that. And to prove this point, spoiler alert, in my 3rd game, I went X3 and dropped. In my 3rd game, I've crashed out at this point. I know he has a purple chopper in hand. I know it in my heart of hearts.
Are you playing a black purple?
I was playing red purple because I went
Red purple with
I went green purple friendly fire round 1 and then 2 red purple decks. Two
Red purple
two red purple Luffys.
That's crazy.
Both of them with beautiful alt-arted decks. And I just went
Like the ones that have stuck with it
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
time.
one,
Oh, I believe in this guy.
one of
those are the scary
opponents I
ones,
had,
dude.
That's-
I talked to her about Doflamingo days, and she was like, "Yeah, I loved red purple back then." And I just thought in my head, "Oh,
It's
oh
true.
no,
It's over.
It's
It's
ju-
over, man.
yeah.
She was beating Dofies with this pile of shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's over for me.
And so
They know
we-
every line before you
in
know
the
it's
3rd
coming.
round, I leave up 2 Dawn. I Gum Giant the first time, and then he choppers my other one, so I can't Gum Giant.
Oh,
So I'm like, okay, this game's over. He's now swinging 12K. 12K. This should be over. My last life is Gamma Knife.
Yeah.
Trigger,
Rest-
get the
Active
extra
Dawn.
Dawn.
That's
I
so fun.
Gum Giant. I get 1K counter, and I'm like, cool. I haven't seen a single 2K this game. If this last card is a 2K, I win this game. And I have no reason to win this game. There should be no reason
Yeah.
I win this game. It was a brick, and I lost right there. Because I bricked this entire
the fact that
weekend.
you even had a
But the
chance
fact
to.
that I had a
It's
chance.
crazy.
And I should never have had a
You know how
chance.
much of a neg that is without
Okay,
Giant,
I
right?
know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
Just wasting a card just to get the Dawn back.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I just feel like there are a lot. Okay, look, I get it. All right, it's broken. All right, okay.
It's your
all right.
turn to be on the side of the broken card. I coped for How many months did I cope?
I
for
also had Gecko. What are you talking about? We both lost someone.
Black Purple
both lost someone's
Gecko.
Black Purple got better without Gecko.
It was my card too.
Dude, it was
We're
your-
both mourning.
It was your card, like you
Both
gave
Moria.
the kid on the weekends in the divorce, dude. I was raising Gecko 5 days out of the week, waking up early morning, taking him to school, dude.
Hold on.
And
hold
then
on,
you get
hold
the
on.
you
You
get
weren't
Gecko
there on the
weekends.
sleepless nights where I looked at Gecko.
I gave
told
birth to Gecko, and you weren't even in the delivery room, Zed. I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay.
Zed's planning summer camp and family vacations on the
facts,
weekends.
dude. You're ordering pizza every night.
You know what? You
Dude,
know what?
I'm-
You know
I'm
what?
cooking
You know what? You
dinner.
think I'm the stepdad? I'm the dad who stepped up.
No way we're saying Black Purple's Gecko was
That's by the way. That we gotta wrap up soon, but that's a short, by the way. That's a short.
he's the dad that's yacked up for Gecko.
That's the short.
But yeah,
I think okay. I get the idea that it's broken. I just worry. It's the same thing I worry about in fighting games. I've said it before. I don't like when we ban inherently strong strategies that like are so built around this specific color being viable.
I think, but the thing is, I think
You
he's
know?
right. I think it doesn't kill any of the decks. I think it doesn't like. I
It'll
don't
be
think.
high tier 2, low tier 1. I think
Right.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Gum Giant should have been in the ban when they banned Gecko, Ice Age, and they were future proofing flat out.
Yeah, I think
Gum
the
Giant
thing
should have
is,
been in that group.
Like again with Blue Yellow Nami, I think if you take out Gum Giant, I think Blue Yellow Nami flies up into that tier
Yeah.
with them. Right?
They
Well, didn't they
anyways.
give Blue a giant as well?
No.
Yeah, they give
Kuzan.
blue.
Just Kuzan.
Yeah. Oh, just Kuzan got the giant.
Because it says discard a card plus 4K, but in that deck, any Navy ability, regardless of turn, if you discard,
you draw.
Yeah. So it's still a worse giant because
Only one card.
It's not replacing both. Yeah,
one card. Giant doesn't neg you any card.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's just
Giant's
wild.
Insane. Like the
But you go up cards because it's draw. Oh no, because you pitch the one. You pitch the one.
It's card neutral, right? Like I understand what they were aiming for because they see leaders are like Black Purple wasn't that good at the time. Nico Robin wasn't that good at the time. Purple Luffy, even like after the starter decks, was not crazy.
It needed something for bricks, right?
Yeah.
Like the only reason you lost with Purple Luffy half the time was because like you had 15 cards in your hand and all of them were bricks.
Yeah. You need something to filter out. Like I understand where they were going with this, but you can't do that and then release GP Luffy with all the support it got in set, and on top of that, then release Blue Purple Luffy and
GP was the first leader in a while that got pretty much a full support in its launch deck.
Yeah.
Like it came full and complete, ready to go out of the box, pretty much.
A lot of that like happens, right? Like we see decks that are like fully housed within a set, but they're just not good.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. This is the first one where you're like, oh, this is actually like a good deck that fully housed.
Yeah, and I don't think does GP even use any cards from like block 1? No, right?
No, it uses it, but it uses stuff from the starter decks and stuff.
No,
like
but that's what I'm saying is like
nothing from block 1.
Yeah, it's like all going to be in the same, and it won't rotate. Right?
Well, does Pirates is Pirates in block 1?
We just established there's a replacement for Pirates. It does not matter, and that's 05.
Right? I think the deck's great. I have fun with it. I played it for a little bit.
Love GP.
EPO2, right? Great deck, really high skill ceiling, but I think it's a little ridiculous compared to the other upcoming decks. It's like, why is this deck so consistent? And the combats to it, like the big combat to green purple right now is blue purple, which isn't even that favorable, and Betty. And it's like, and then you have like Nami, right?
But then those are like situational.
You have Fringe, but it's like none of those decks are as consistent as GP.
Yeah.
So GP just gets to see all their Sanjin puddings, Luffy Taros, Zoro Juros every game, right? And then I come in. And if I'm the counter deck and I don't have the consistency to beat
I thought you were about to say, and then I bring back Gecko.
Oh, give me Gecko, dude. I don't. What are they gonna do, dude? Play a bunch of 7K bodies to my 9K leader? Bring it back. Honestly, don't bring it back. Give me something in OP13. You guys have no idea. I kind of want to just become a nomad for like 3 months, come back for OP13 and just see, and just pray that they've done as justice was needed and brought back PY Luffy to the world.
All right. Well, so final thoughts. We gotta wrap it up real quickly. Yeah. So very quickly, final thoughts. You talked a little bit about your experience.
I went X3 and drop. It was not my day.
All right. So final
professional
thoughts,
crash out. I was like, I'm going to the pool.
So final thoughts generally on this meta and where we go forward from here. How do we feel about the weekend? How do we feel about where the game is at? All that. Final thoughts?
I'm really excited for where the game is going just in the next 3 to 4 months. We have Nats that we were talking about earlier, September 20th.
Yeah.
And I think by then we should have OP12 for sure. Maybe even possibly OP13 with how fast they speed it up. But I'm really looking forward to how some things are going to combat like this meta that we've amassed, right? I think Green Zoro is going to be pretty good. I think at combating those decks, right?
I like the new direction with like the leader, like the changes in leader, like power and stuff like that. I think that's an interesting direction to take the game because it makes you decide of like, do I want to go to a 7K or do I want to do something else? Like, it makes you really.
Oh no, that's the end of the episode. It's me again with my unshaven fucking face. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back again next week with another pod. There's a lot of stuff happening in the One Piece card game. We're going to have a bunch of new content coming out for the channel. We really, really appreciate it. And hopefully soon a giveaway for some booster boxes. So that's something also you should look forward to. Anyway, my name is Ed Tabani. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's Dean Kazanov. We got Chris Okamura. We got Zach Chamberlain. Please follow them on social media. And we'll talk soon. All right. Later, guys.